Hi, this is NitroJohn, and I'm talking with NHRA Supercom driver Kelsey Lay. So how are you doing today, Kelsey?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So, who's your sponsor going to be this year? You're racing with?
Well, our sponsors are Motor Southwest Grow, Transition Solflex, Construction Services Inc., and Jack's Wax of Tampa.
Oh, that's great. And they're going to be with you all year?
Yes, they will be with us throughout this whole season.
And how many races will you be racing this year?
Well, right now we are going to do all of the division, Southeast Division 2 events and a couple of the national events, and then a lot of side races for not only testing the car, but getting more seat time and more experience, because this is, only our second year on the track with the big boys, so we still have a high learning curve, but it's very fun, and we can't wait.
Oh, great. So you got your license, your NHRA license at what, at 17?
Yes.
And now you're, and did you race other than Super Comp, or was it just Super Comp you started with?
Well, we started out in junior dragsters when I was 17, and we raced that for about 3 months, and then my dad couldn't find me at the track one day, and he was like, "Oh, where'd Kelsey go?" And I'm over there looking at the Super Comp cars, and so finally talked him into going up to Frank Hawley's drag racing school to get some more experience, learn about the car, and get licensed, and the rest is kind of history from there.
Oh, wow. That's great. And so how did your passion come about, to want to be a drag racer?
Well, it's kind of funny. My dad used to drive like go-karts and trucks and Skip Barber and pretty much anything but a dragster. And I wanted a go-kart for my 16th or 17th birthday. And my dad was like, "Okay, well, let me think about it, because go-karting is a lot more dangerous than drag racing, believe it or not." So we decided, the next day he called me back in his office and was like, let's talk for a second, like you can have a go-kart, or we can talk about maybe getting into the junior drag racing league. And I thought that would be a really cool idea. At first I was like, "Oh, that's so dumb, drag racing's so stupid." Like, I was so negative about it. And then I was like, why not try it out? Because I've grown up around go-karts like my whole life, so drag racing was something that was different, and I decided to try it out. And then I immediately became addicted to it. And I love the juniors, but they weren't doing it for me, so I decided to move up fairly quickly.
Oh, yeah. Well, you like following in the steps of, let's say, John Force's daughters, how they started, younger and into Super Comp, and look where they are now. So do you plan on, hopefully, your goal set for, bigger things in NHRA?
I would love to. Honestly, I would love to go pro in NHRA. They just gotta find the right connections and find the right sponsors that'll help us get there. We are looking towards getting some more sponsors right now, so we can build a top alcohol dragster and then tone it down to a top dragster, and then kind of work our way up from there, and then hopefully become in the semi-pros by towards the end of my college career, and then hopefully step it up if I get to meet the right people when I'm networking at the track.
Right. Yeah. I know a lot of drivers that are like out of work, and they say going to the track and talking is one of the best outlets to get connected back into driving. So. Yeah, I think that would be a great asset for you to do that.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, like, social networking works to a certain extent, but actually talking face-to-face with someone is, something you can't really beat. Because then, people see how presentable you are and what exactly they're getting into if they're interested in sponsoring you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So when you go to school, is it hard to get, put those two together, racing and schooling?
It's not hard. It's just time consuming, because I'm involved in so much at the University of Tampa. I'm in a sorority. I'm pledging for a business fraternity right now. I'm in student government, hall council, a leadership program. So I'm doing a lot. I have a lot of stuff on my plate. And racing, although all that side stuff is nice, but, education is my first priority, and then racing is my second. But it's a very close second priority. Honestly, it's kind of hard with the scheduling, but luckily UT is working with me so that I can not have Friday classes, and that way I can travel, Thursday evening and then be at the track, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back late Sunday, and then have class on Monday. So it's kind of hard balancing the two, but it's definitely not impossible.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's really a struggle, but you seem like you're doing a pretty good job at it, and I was trying to think, when I was going to school and trying to do other things, my mind's always somewhere else though. My mind was at NHRA and not at school sometimes, but I can really.
Yeah, in class, my mind's constantly on racing, but, it's something that you have to kind of put aside for a little bit because, your 4-year degree is really important, and it's very important to me, because I'm majoring in marketing, so being able to have a strong marketing background, can, at least promote me a little bit more, so if I ever, get offered to become a pro, I'll have a good background.
Well, yeah, that's a great course to take right there because that's the whole ticket with the NHRA is being marketable and knowing how to market yourself. So you're one step up on that. That's great. and also, the social media has such explosion in the last couple of years, and I see you on Twitter a lot. Talking to your fans and setting time away for people to talk to you and ask questions, and that's really great for your fans and for you also, because a lot of people don't do that, and they can learn from what you're doing there, to take time out and have these question and answer sessions.
Definitely. The fans are the backbone of my passion, like being able to talk to them, whether it's on Twitter, like the fan page on Facebook or whatever. It's definitely awesome to have them kind of as a push to, keep my passion going, but also to make them happy, because, another driver's talking to them, and it's pretty cool for them because, it's cool for me to be able to talk to the pros, so I guess I give the fans the same feeling. They come up to me, young or old. I mean, the sport is huge in demographics with age.
Well, yes, and I know the fans going to an NHRA event opposed to another motorsports, it's just so more intimate at the NHRA. You can talk to people, you can get closer, and it's more personable, I think.
Right. I feel like the drivers are a lot more humble with their experiences, and they're willing to talk to fans, which is really important because if you don't want to talk to your fans, you're not gonna have any sooner or later.
Right. Exactly. So how can people follow you on the social media? Where you have Facebook, you have Twitter, and a website. Can you tell us what those are?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Kelsey Lay, or my Facebook fan page. Just search Kelsey Lay, and I'll come up as an athlete on the page. And then my website is www.kelseylay.com. And there's like videos and photos and when our next events are and everything pretty much on that website. And you can also email me. I get a lot of fan email, and then. If you have any questions, you email me or the crew or whatever. We love that stuff. Right,
exactly. Well, that's great. Now you just raced last weekend, I believe, at South Georgia Motorsports Park.
Yeah, we actually just got done with the race. There was a Friday race, and then there was a Saturday race, or a Sunday race. I'm sorry. Saturday got completely rained out.
Right. And what you got to the third round? Is that how far you went?
Yeah, Friday's race was awesome. We got to the third round and barely lost. It was so close. The guy beat me on the tree, so I'll admit it was my fault. But Sunday's race was also awesome, but we got out pretty quickly because we lost by a thousandth of a second. They switched the run to only 8 miles instead of quarters, so we were running 570s, and honestly, like, that was our first time setting the car up for 570, and we had no idea what we were doing, and we ended up getting to the staging lanes and lining up against Ed Richardson, and my heart kind of dropped at first, but we didn't freak out. We were like, let's just hold our head up and go into the race strong and see what we can do. And losing by a thousandth of a second really, is really something we held our head up afterwards, and we're proud of it no matter what. So it's definitely a team effort.
Well, yes, and that was your first race of the year too?
We raced in Gainesville, I'm going to say like 3 weeks ago, whenever the division race was, and that was really fun, but we don't have a lot of luck at Gainesville, unfortunately. But, South Georgia is my favorite track by far, and I absolutely love it, and we did really well there, and we can't wait to go back. Awesome.
And so your next race is March 24th and 25th at the RA Pro-Am?
Yes.
Tour?
Yeah, that would be at Bradenton.
Right, at Bradenton, yes. Well, good. Well, I wish you luck there, and like to see you progress, and I can't wait to see you in a Top Fuel dragster some year.
Thank you. I really appreciate your support.
Oh, you're welcome, and I want to thank you for your time, and I know you're on spring break, and I want you to go enjoy your family, and I'll get this out so people can follow you, and hopefully you'll gain a lot more fans, and because we just love you out here. Everybody talks about you, and I even wear your shirts to the events because I love supporting you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. Well, have fun in Utah, and be safe, and we'll hope to hear of you on your next race. Okay?
Definitely. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.